Welcome back, guys. We are continuing with these Mechabellum 1v1 replays, and I've just had the most insane battle. So you're in for a treat. So I couldn't make my mind up what I wanted to go for here. I kind of wanted Sledge Fang Giant, but I ran out of time and ended up choosing Sledge Arc Marksman. So I've started playing a different strategy, and I've given into the temptation and I've decided to start using sledgehammers. Now, I've always stayed away from sledges because everybody else uses them, and I don't want to just copy what everyone else is using. But I'm at the top of the rankings now. Not literally the top. I'm in the top 25, so everybody I'm playing against is super try-hard mode. So I've decided to give in to the temptation and do a bit of try-harding myself. So the opponent has gone for 3 marksmen, crawler, so they're elite specialists, so they've got level 2 crawlers. So elite marksman, crawler and Mustang with elite specialist. My ability is marksman specialist. So we get a nice round 1, but elite specialist is really difficult in the early game. It picks up speed really well at the end, but in the early game, elite specialist is very challenging. So the opponent's gone for decreased recruitment of giants, so he's made it kind of obvious what his intention's going to be. I couldn't decide what to go for. Again, indecision. So I only planned on building 2 Mustangs, but I ended up taking it anyway just to save 50. So it's not much of a supply save, but I didn't think I was going to be utilising giants. So I decided to just save the 50 on the Mustangs. Now, I've been moving about the abilities, and on Mustang I took off the missile intercept. Well, I live to regret it in this battle. I went to equip it and realised I'd taken the damn thing off. So the opponent used a rocket on the left hand side, so that's an extra 50 supply that he's just spent, which is not really a great way to start for him. It's a bit, I don't know, I'm not sure whether spending 50 supply just to win a few health points is really worth it. I think it's better off to develop your army. But he decided to use the rocket, and he still lost the round, so definitely wasn't worth it. So he's going for the amplifying core item. I decide to go for the same. I equip mine on the sledgehammers, and he buys a level 2 Vulcan, which is incredibly scary, and he's just put the amplifying core on it. So things are about to get very, very nasty for me, because I've simply not got enough damage on the field to be able to deal with this. So I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. This might even possibly be the best way to play Elite Specialist. Just going for a big giant right at the beginning. And at the beginning, you nearly always have loads of small units, so the Vulcan is a very sensible pick. If you're going to choose any giant, the Vulcan is the correct one. So, the Vulcan is burning all of my troops alive. It kills the sledgehammers in seconds as well. It just melts them. And I haven't even taken a quarter, maybe a third. Yeah. I've taken about 30% of his health off. So I need to somehow find a way to do triple the amount of damage that I've just done to him. Which is not going to be easy. Really, I only have one option. And that is to go for a melting point. It's the only unit that can deal enough damage. And unfortunately, I'm feeding him a load of experience. And he's almost level 3 now. Which is going to be even more scary. So I go for the orbital javelin, even though nano repair is on here. He goes for the nano repair. Now, I don't think the orbital javelin was particularly the right choice, I'm not sure. But I needed to find some way to deal as much damage to this Vulcan as possible. But now he's got an even scarier Vulcan on this side, because it's got the nano repair kit. So I'm worrying about how to deal with this. I've now got to deal with an even worse threat on this side. So yeah, this is not going to go well for me, I don't think. So I think this was a terrible decision. I decided to go for double tap on the sniper. Now, obviously I only did 30% damage in the last round, so double tap is only going to do maximum 60% damage, but obviously I'm using the orbital javelin. So I'd already anticipated that I was going to take off a considerable chunk of his health. But this double tap is not really going to be a long-term decent investment, I don't think. I mean, it has dealt with him, so it saved me 400 hit points. And that 400 hit points might be important. It might be the key to victory, because quite often I will end the battle close to death, like minus 400 hit points. So maybe this double tap was worth it, because I've gone on to kill a couple more units as well, so that's probably saved me about 700. So although it wasn't a great long-term investment, 700 hit points is pretty decent. Now, because I'm pretty new to the strategy of sledgehammers, I wasn't sure how much cash to invest in them. Because really, the point of sledgehammers is killing the small units. And at the moment, I've got to worry about large units, so I'm thinking about not investing in them anymore. So I decided to go for the melting point, and I can only afford one, unfortunately, and I had to burn the resupply for it. The emergency supply. So I'm only going to be able to take out one of the Vulcans here. But I might live long enough. I might live long enough to be able to take this one out afterwards. We'll soon see. So the melting point got the job done. So I'm not really sure if his placement of the Vulcan was particularly good. Obviously it tanks a lot of damage at the beginning of the round, but then it gets sniped easily by a melting point, so it's difficult to say whether it's worth the trade-off or not. But we managed to kill both Vulcans with one melting point, so that worked out really well. So I think we both went for the flame there, the incendiary bomb. So he's putting it on the melting point, as you would imagine he would do. And he's got redeployment, which is a fantastic ability. Lets you move one unit around each turn, any unit that is, each turn. So he's moved his Vulcan to this side, but I don't think that's going to help him too much. He's still not got any units in front of it to cover for it. I've brought in a melting point and a sledgehammer, but he's brought in Stormcallers. Now, it's only one unit, but this one unit of Stormcallers is going to be a thorn in my side for the rest of the game. So I decided to burn over here. Ouch, that was a nasty rocket. So we've taken out this Vulcan. And luckily his fire is working against him. And this is going to get close here, but we just about managed to take out the Vulcan before we died. So yeah, these Stormcallers are going to be doing a lot of damage to my melting point. In future rounds, that is. So unfortunately I walk into my own smoke here, so it reduces my range. And he wins the round. So there's Lightning Storm and there's Nuke. They're both equally good, but Lightning Storm is a bit more predictable. The Nuke can be blocked by shields. Then again, so can the Lightning Storm, but the Lightning Storm's a bit more predictable, and it happens immediately when the battle starts. The Nuke, you have to wait 10 seconds or so. So the Nuke can easily miss a target if you place it wrong. So I'm shielding up for two reasons. One, because the Vulcan's not so great against shields, But 2, and more importantly, I'm trying to protect from the Stormcaller's damage. So, I haven't spent any cash yet. Oh no, I have. I spent it on upgrading my melting points. But I decided to go for Phoenix. It's the only thing I could think of that might be able to get close enough to deal with these Stormcallers. Because any land-based unit is going to get slaughtered. So I was a bit unlucky. Well, no, I was lucky actually. So I was lucky and unlucky that I lost one of the Phoenix, but also lucky that one of them survived. Because now this one lone Phoenix is able to do the job that I sent it in there for, which is to take out them Stormcallers. I don't think it would have made any difference, because I think this melting point would have dealt with the Stormcallers. So we're doing well at the moment, but it gets tense. It gets about as tense as you could possibly imagine. So we both decided to go for the deployment specialist. This is useful throughout the entire game. So you can bring in multiple units like on the last turn. Sometimes bringing in that one extra unit on the last turn can make the difference between life and death. And obviously you can bring one extra one in every turn, so it's incredibly useful. So I've gone for 3 more Phoenix. So basically, I see the writing on the wall. I know that this unit and more ones that he brings in, if he brings more in, is going to be the thing that loses me the battle, basically. So I've brought in the Phoenix to deal with the Stormcallers at the end of each round. Problem is you have to make sure they survive till the end of the round. So he's going for a flank here, and I did not notice this flank. And so I didn't really cover it. So I should have noticed it now as it was happening. I was too busy watching to see what was happening over here. So he's moved his Vulcan again over here. He's obviously trying to find a position where it's got as much cover as possible, but where it's also useful. So it didn't really do anything there, it just spent most of its time walking. So that's the problem with the Vulcan. It's really good at the beginning of the game, but then it drops off towards the end. It's still good at clearing the small units, which can be really important in the end of the game. Wow, them snipers are doing a lot of damage. Maybe snipers are the way to go for dealing with giants. So maybe I should have leveled up my snipers, because I decided to change tactic and go for the Phoenixes simply because I needed a flying unit to be able to deal with the Stormcallers. But I don't think I would have survived this long if I hadn't have built the melting points anyway, so I think it's probably a moot point. So, what's going on now? Yeah, I still don't notice this flank, so I left it unattended, which was quite painful for me. So I brought in a smoke over here to reduce the range of the Stormcallers. So I really should have put some crawlers down to distract these Stormcallers. Even if it only distracted them for one volley, it's still worth it. Because all of these rockets are just annihilating my shield. So one unit of crawlers would have done the same job. Saved me a little bit of cash. But I was too busy trying to actually build units that might win me the game. So I managed to take out the Vulcan, but the problem is I spent so much time killing the Vulcan that the rest of his army has slaughtered the rest of my army. And this is where things go rather badly. So he's doubled down on the Stormcallers. He realised that that was the threat. And he's gone for orbital bombardment, so have I. So yeah, he's got 4 units of Stormcallers now, which is pretty disgusting. And he's killing these units down here, or at least he was thinking about it. He might change his mind, because he's trying to get this flank off here. But he's actually just put redeployment on this unit, so there's a chance he might be moving them. He might think that I'm going to dedicate some units to protect it, and then he's going to burn out them dedicated units. But I still hadn't even noticed that that Stormcaller was there. That Mustang, sorry. Oh no, sorry, I had noticed it on this round. I just decided it wasn't worth the trouble trying to protect it. So I decided to burn out this area, because the reason I lost that last round is these units at the back were distracting all of my units, in particular the melting point. So I'm trying to burn them out, but I'm also bringing in more sledges to also kill them if they do manage to, if they somehow get past this flame. I've also gone for a Vulcan as well. Now, I didn't want to put him there. Unfortunately, I ran out of time. So the double tap sniper is actually doing pretty decent work, so maybe that double tap is worth the cost, I don't know. But things went a lot better there with this flame in the middle. I didn't quite see how all of the sledges died though. I'll have to pay attention to that on the next round. But the melting point is dying. Luckily, we've got one Phoenix down here still alive. He made short work of the Stormcallers. So he's gone for Speed Specialist. So I'm not 100% sure why he thinks speed is important. Because he hasn't got a speed build. So I'm going for an Ion Blast, trying to kill these Stormcallers, the snipers, these Stormcallers, and do a bit of damage to the Vulcan. Unfortunately, I aim it just wrong. I should have aimed it at the ending point. Should have been here and not here. In fact, then again, the starting point wasn't particularly great either. But he's going to be shooting, he's going to be standing still, so the starting point isn't too bad actually. It's just this ending point should have been there. So I've decided to bring in 2 more Vulcans to cover the flanks, but also not just covering the flanks. They are going to provide 400 points worth of hit point damage to the enemy if they manage to survive and I win the round. So it might be worth that just for the hit points, even if they do no damage. But to be honest with you, I didn't even see what happened with them. I was busy trying to pay attention to what was happening in the centre here with the sledges. Right, so it's the Stormcallers that are killing my sledges. So much is happening, it's hard to pay attention to it all at the same time. So I didn't see what killed this Vulcan, but the Fortress killed this one. I think it was probably the Stormcallers again that kills. Yeah, it will be. So it's the Stormcallers basically that are killing my whole army. And I'm down to 533. So this is most likely the final round now. I've got 533, he's got 712. So I know that the Phoenixes are the key to victory for me. If it turns out to be a victory. And so I decide to put all my supply into leveling up the Phoenixes. And I also decide, maybe not this turn, it may be this turn, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I've got 1800 points to spend. So I decide this turn to get the quantum reassembly. I don't know if it's actually going to work or not, because it takes 20 seconds for them to reassemble. And obviously they're usually the last thing to die anyway. So trying to survive at the end of the round for an extra 20 seconds is, yeah, it's not something that happens very often. But I decide to go for it, I take the gamble, and I bring in some more Phoenixes, which I just leave in the centre. Oh no, I don't, I bring it to the back. And I'm going for the range. It's only 1 round that you actually get this bonus, so I'm spending supply just on range for a single round, because I think it's the last round anyway, so I may as well spend the supply on a single round. But yeah, the Stormcallers are wrecking me. So he's put 2... oh no, sorry, he's moved his fortress over here. I didn't see what killed the melting points. Yeah, once again, I didn't see what happened there. All I know is death happened. And he says, good game at this point, because it's over basically. He's got regen on this Vulcan, and I'm just not going to be able to do the damage to finish him off. But yeah, I didn't even see what happened in that round. But would you believe it? The quantum reassembly! The quantum reassembly saves the game for 1 more round. And let's just say he wasn't very happy about it. Dear. I knocked him down to 12 hit points. I was so annoyed that I didn't knock him down underneath that. But yeah, he was not happy about losing that round, because he said GG about 10 seconds before the round ended, and then he was fuming afterwards. Really salty. So he's decided to go for the mobilized battleship to try and get the extra points. But I decide that it's not worth bringing it in because it's just going to die. Maybe it was worth it just for the extra thing for the enemy to target. But I wanted to make sure I had enough supply to be able to field as much as I could in the Phoenixes, basically, because I knew that that was where I was going to win. So there's only 30 seconds left of the round, and I haven't spent a single bit of supply, so things get incredibly tense. I've got 20 seconds left and I haven't spent my supply. So I put the ranged on, I put the increased health and damage on. I'm just starting to spend my supply now, and I've got 9 seconds left, 6 seconds left, 4 seconds left, and with just enough time left, I had 3 seconds left, I managed to click on this, get the mass recruitment, the elite recruitment, and get 4 Phoenixes on the field with 3 seconds. Oh god. But I wanted to leave them in the middle anyway, so I wasn't annoyed about it being left in the middle, because I wanted them to do a burst damage against the giants, and because I've got quantum reassembly, it didn't matter if they died. Now, you can easily shut down quantum reassembly with electromag sniper shots, but for some random reason he hadn't got it equipped. So, here we go again. Is quantum reassembly going to save the day? I've got 1, now 2, now 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, the snipers are coming. I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got about 8 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's so tense. You only get to reassemble twice for each aircraft, and then they die. And I'm down to my last life with each one of them. So, them last 2. And we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god. It was, oh god, so tense. That last 2 rounds, so bloody tense, and he was fuming. He sent a message afterwards saying there's no way that it was 20 seconds between each of them spawns. But he wasn't taking into account the ones that died in the middle. So they died in the middle quite a while before the ones at the back, so that's why I wanted to leave them in the middle. So the respawn started happening early. So yeah, it was it was about as close as you could possibly get a game. Now I'm not really sure what I would have done different, because basically if he would have taken the electromag shot, the game would have been over. And so really I should have lost that game just from that one upgrade that he didn't equip. If he'd have just equipped that. But then, to be honest with it, I didn't have the upgrade that I should have equipped either to shoot the rockets out of the sky. So we both didn't have the correct item equipped. But really, what I should have done is built my own Stormcallers and got into a Stormcaller duel. But I don't like that. It just gets really tedious going for a Stormcaller duel. But yeah, that's how most top ranking games go, is Stormcaller duels at the end of the game. And it's not really my cup of tea, but that's basically how you meant to play to win. But we somehow managed to get a victory without deploying a Stormcaller, and it was all down to him not having that one ability. So yeah, if I was going to replay this, then I would need to deploy Stormcallers. I think I needed more small unit killers. So put this Vulcan here. Get another one and put it here. So then I've got 2 Vulcans in the middle, killing anything that comes through here. And then, I don't know, I need Stormcallers, so Stormcaller here, here, here and here maybe. Problem with that is, they'd get sniped dead easy if I just left them at the front. So I'd have to put them behind maybe. A couple here, a couple there. Might be able to fit 1 or 2 here. Well, just 1 if I'm putting Vulcans here. So maybe I should put a Vulcan here and a Vulcan here. Put 2 Stormcallers here and maybe a 3rd there. And then 2 here and 1 there. I mean, that's way overkill. But, I mean, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got 7. So I've just said 7. So maybe that is like the common number that people use, 7. But yeah, absolutely insane battle. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. So cheers for watching, take care, and I shall see you in the next one.